Good evening. You're listening to
Mike and Dee. That's right, Mike and Dee.
Mike and Dee. Mike and Dee versus the world. Yeah, you can get in contact with us on Facebook, Twitter, and you can email us at mikeandD44@yahoo.co.uk. And you can also catch up with previous episodes, if you like, on YouTube. Just type in Mike and Dee versus the world, and there'll be a multitude of videos.
Well, 5. I think that's as much as on there.
More than one. More than one. I was trying to big it up a bit.
Sorry, anyway, yeah. So we've been away, Mike, for a couple of weeks because of the whole, Valentines.
Yeah, you know what? You just put that.
Well, we didn't go together.
Yeah, I know, but you just said we've been away for a couple of weeks.
Well, we were
because of but that's not what happened. Can I start that?
No, all right, fine.
Okay, yes, we've been off air for 1 week. We took a break because each of us in our individual separate lives have commitments to
family and other halves and
others. Yeah.
Yes, so that's why we weren't here. I mean, it wouldn't have looked nice on the ladies. You were like, yeah, I've got to go on the radio in it, so I'll check you later, yeah. And I love you. So I don't think that would have gone over well. So we took them out. We did the right thing.
You did.
Well, what did you do, Mike? Anything?
I did.
Brothers.
No, that's not what I
gets
did.
enough rest of the year.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
We just didn't do anything this year. We don't buy into the Valentine's commercial.
Not going to be enslaved by marketing gimmicks and all that.
Exactly. Forced to buy something that no one wants.
It's
really.
brainwashing. That's what
brainwashing. Exactly. Why is it one day every year you got to love each other?
No, you're absolutely right. Does your other half agree with you on this, or is this more of a personal standpoint?
100%. And but if she is listening, don't contact me or the radio to
verify this.
Or disagree.
You did. You just
you won't.
You don't remember.
But anyway, what the rest of you listeners can do is get in contact with us on Facebook, Mike and Dee versus the world, and also Twitter at Mike and Dee. Mike and a capital D.
Yes.
Okay.
That's me.
Yeah, that is you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna be talking about a multitude of subjects. We're gonna start with
Valentine's Day stories. That's what I want to hear. Anybody out there listening, I want to know if you did anything interesting on your Valentine's, if there's any kind of weird quirky thing that happened that you would not expect to happen on a usual Valentine's Day or whatever. You know what I mean? I went out, I took my lady out, and I saw something I thought was quite amusing. You may not, but I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
It's one of them ones, I don't know. Alright, we all know that guys look at other girls. It's just one of those things in nature.
Yeah. Some guys do.
Yeah, some guys. I mean, not me. I don't need that. But those out there, it just happened that when we went to this nice little restaurant, Mike, and we're sitting at a table, and I look across, and there's another guy with his lady, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. And then I look up, and I catch him, and he's watching some other girl in the restaurant
on Valentine's Day,
while at the same table as his other half, sharing a supposedly romantic.
Disgraceful.
It's just, I mean, all right, we all know you have urges. Can't put it on hold for like one evening. Seriously, I might never see this again. I could go blind today. That. I mean, well, maybe some
people are like that. I mean, just
hungry,
undisciplined,
But my argument is, what does you expect to happen from this? I mean, in the best possible scenario, what's going to happen? It's like
there's no plan. It's a reflex. It's like if someone, I don't know, dashes hot water on you, you're probably going to have a reaction.
Yes.
You might scream.
Yeah, well, probably that will happen.
Move away from the hot water.
Yeah.
All right, but with this guy, maybe when a woman who is particularly attractive walks by, it's like, I have to look.
But that seems like a severe mental condition. I mean, say if you're like driving a car or something.
Maybe he has a mental condition. Maybe you shouldn't judge him for being.
You know what? I'm in the wrong. Clearly,
he is. Mate, I'm sure he's retarded.
You can.
So therefore, that's the only reason.
If you are out there, a stranger from the restaurant, and I'm talking about you, you can use that excuse now. You can say, I've got mental condition. I have to look at women's bodies. I can't help myself.
How do you know he didn't recognise her in some way?
Well, unless he recognised her ass. I mean, it wasn't really.
Maybe he did.
It didn't even.
I've seen her ass somewhere before, man.
See, that just raises further questions on Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's
arse inspector.
I was gonna say an arse massager.
Okay.
If that exists.
I was gonna say if there is such a thing, but the thing is, I mean, it wasn't like the girl was on the other side of the restaurant. She must have been about a good maybe 5 feet away from him at best. So he's like, seriously, dude, you can't just like.
So he must have turned his head and was.
Yep.
What was his girlfriend or wife or whoever this woman was who was being clearly disrespected? What was her face like?
Well, I mean, whatever he ordered for her was doing the trick because she was enjoying that dinner. She wasn't paying much attention to what he was doing.
I've got a question, and it's a really shallow question, but I'm being devil's advocate. It's not a question I would ask for me.
Okay.
But was the girl he was looking at more attractive than his girlfriend?
Oh, I couldn't say, Mike. I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it, Mike? You know, each to their own. So he may have seen something in this other girl.
I'll just be devil's advocate again. I just realised I could ask a further question. All right.
Why?
Where
is this line of question going, Counselor?
It's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Else apart from
towards me.
Yeah. Why were you watching?
Why? I was just watching what was going on in the restaurant.
Been at the table.
I was enjoying the
your
evening.
Attention to your.
I was for the majority of the evening.
Your lady.
And yeah, that's right. That's what I was doing. I mean, I just happened to glance up as I said, and I saw this happening. And I thought
all this information.
I just thought it was quite amusing. I mean, this is what
it's like your RoboCop or something.
Well,
all that.
I'm very perceptive, Mike. You know, I've got to be. I like to take notes of little things that happen, and that just happened to be one of those things. So nothing more. Don't stop trying to trap me.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, but that was it, and I just thought, you know, smooth.
So maybe we need to put that question out there to you listeners, male and female. Get in contact with us. We want to know if you're a woman. Have you had this situation where your man is blatantly looking at some other woman when he should be focusing on you only?
Yeah. And what situation was that?
Yeah.
I mean, let's hope you weren't like, being intimate and he's watching the video. Cool, blimey, look at that. I mean, if that is what your man sounds like.
Unless you're into that thing where you got a video playing in the background for extra, who knows?
Kinky.
Right? Kinky, yeah.
If that works, hey, each to their own, Mike. I'm not judging.
Why not?
So,
multiplexing and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, all right, if you need to take it there, multiplex, you know.
Right. All right, but yeah, we want to know if you've had that experience, or are you a man who does that? Are you a man who's with another man and he looks at another man? Whatever.
Yeah. What do you make of that situation? I mean, what's the groundwork for that kind of relationship? Does it work? Well, you know, you got to lay some rules down when you start a relationship with somebody. In
fact, that's true. All right. What about? I'm going to put this to you.
Okay.
How do you reckon you would feel if you were out with your lady?
Yeah.
All right. Let's put the situation where you're in a restaurant and you know it's Valentine's. You spent the money. You've made it a romantic evening.
Okay.
And then some Adonis of a man walks past. You know, I don't know what are ladies into now. Come on, name.
What? Like I would know. What?
I don't know. Maybe your lady might be the type.
I'm surprised that my lady likes me. I don't even know what she sees.
I'm shocked as well. Not at you. But I'm just saying in my own situation.
Of course, nice save.
How did I get
this? This is what I'm saying. So I have no idea what women look for.
No, but you know, like.
I mean, again, maybe it's obviously...
You know, like some guys are into Beyonce and all that, right?
Yeah. I mean...
What's their female equivalent?
I suppose it's the same with men. It's each to their own, isn't it? Some women find different kind of guys. Some women on that whole... What's that child's name? Harry Styles. That kind of look. That foppish young boy look. And then there's other ones who...
Not a man.
It's not yet. Anyway, a few more years.
Yeah.
Some hair, perhaps. Or there's the women who like, the 50 Cent types, They want the rugged...
Yeah,
gonna give it to you, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? It depends, each to their own. So I'd like to think that the only way I'd be able to be sure that my woman was looking at other guy is if he looked exactly like me, but just better dressed, better kept, richer, you know what I mean? That kind of, just
he has
more.
An ironed pleat in his trouser.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
His trouser. The mark of quality.
He has a cane.
That's it.
All right. Okay. So yeah, but I want to know if you know what you would feel if you saw, this Adonis of a man walk past.
Okay.
And your woman clearly looked like she had that look on her face, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'd probably leave at that point because it's only a matter of time before she leaves me. So, you know, if a normal human being can
So you'll just
inspire,
get up while you're putting your chicken in your mouth because you know you're going to be eating chicken. All right.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, there's got to look. You're a black man in a restaurant. There's got to be chicken on the. You know what? In fact, we need to put that out as well. I know this is a blatant sidetrack.
Okay, go for it.
You're a black person and you're in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Is it true that 9 times out of 10, if there's chicken on the menu, you're going to eat it?
And
just point it out there.
Are you less likely to order chicken if you're in a predominantly white restaurant? If you have to, I
would. I'm that sort of guy because I
you don't want
think
to
too
give
much
into
about
the
it.
stereotype. You don't want to feed in.
I walk in a restaurant and think, I bet they're all thinking I'm going to eat
order
chicken.
Some chicken in it. Yeah, nah.
I tell you what,
seafood.
Yeah.
You did not
pork.
see that.
You didn't see it, did you? Pork.
That's it. Oh,
rare cooked. Rare cooked pork. That's what I want.
Steak tartare, Bridget. Yeah, that's right. I know about steak tartare. Bam.
Steak tartare.
Yeah, that's like that extra rare steak. It's like mincemeat.
Wait, tartare, isn't that some sort of jam?
No, what tartar? I don't think so.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
I don't know. You thinking of Marmite? Or something?
I think so.
I like the link there. Tartar, Marmite. It's the same. Yeah. I don't understand why you're crying, children. Eat up. Wow.
It's bleeding.
Don't send Daddy to Iceland.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sidetrack.
Yeah, but I don't even know what we was talking about. No?
We were talking about if you're a black person.
Yeah, and you go to a restaurant.
If you're in a predominantly white environment, the white restaurant that you've created for some reason, right?
Only allow one black person a night. Yeah. They know their place.
Don't only have one chicken.
Yeah, that's it. They'll put us out of business in the chicken department.
Yeah, but are you is it true that you're 9 times more likely to order chicken? That menu?
Well, yeah, it depends how, but then there's this whole stigma behind it. Because I mean, look, I don't want to spend all night talking about chicken because then we'll really just have to never do this ever again.
Irony.
I like these guys, but they seem to talk about chicken a hell of a lot. I don't understand. It's a cultural thing, I think. I'm happy to be a part of it. Whatever. No, I think one more thing on the whole chicken thing is there are certain people out there, and you know who you are, who like their chicken cooked a certain way, right? You've seen them. I mean, whether it be like your fancy high-priced restaurant or your local Morley's, they want their chicken a certain way, and if they don't get it that certain way, they're gonna let you know that they haven't got it. Like, yeah, this is pink inside, man. This ain't cooked.
I've seen that.
All of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
you go to somewhere like Morley's, right, or any other restaurant
where,
that's available. Just covering our bases.
Yeah.
All right.
Just Morley's.
Not Morley's, and all the other Chick King thing. Alright, I can't remember. There's one.
There's too many.
Yeah. All of you chicken outlets.
Yeah.
Right. You're buying $1.99. You spend $1.99 on 3 pieces of chicken and chips.
Can you really complain?
Yeah, you can't.
At the state of which you're getting that food, you should be lucky that it's even chicken.
If you had to kill a chicken, pluck it, and then cover it in flour, and then fry it, and keep it warm all day, you wouldn't be charging $1.99 for that.
No, there's going to be drawbacks. It's not going to be a top quality product. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. If you get pink chicken, expect it.
Yeah.
You're paying $1.99 for it. Unless you're in one of those mainstream ones, you know, I'm not going to say which one it is. Well, you got to pay. One meal is like $5.49 or something.
But I still think it's just the same thing you're getting. It's just you're paying for the name. That's all it is.
Yeah, the Colonel.
I mean, yeah, that's it. I mean, not that that's ever going to help you. You're not going to go down the street bragging that it's the Colonel's chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like yours. I wouldn't want to be. I don't think the Colonel will be very friendly with me. Funny enough. Got that look about him.
Not unless you were taking care of his chickens for him, Mike. I think certain place for you in his life. So but anyway, we've got off topic again.
We were talking about Valentines. We want to hear some Valentine stories. We want to hear any situations you've been in where maybe your partner has paid attention to someone else when they should be clearly paying attention to you and only you.
And only you. Yeah. So that's Oh, and one other thing I wanted to add to that as well. I think you was talking about this earlier, Mike. Valentine's Day comes around, and you know everybody knows it's coming. If you're paying attention, your woman's probably dropped some hints, and women, you know it's coming, or maybe your other half has dropped hints. Now, from a man's point of view, you know Valentine's is coming. You know you got to prepare. You got to do something. There's got to be a grand gesture somewhere. You know what I mean? What do you personally might feel that is expected of you coming up to Valentine's? You know, Valentine's Day comes, your woman sees you in the morning, it's like, good morning, dear, and then bam, it's Valentine's Day. You know, you've got to put your game down quite flat. What do you go with?
Well, I mean, you know what they say about good intentions.
Okay, was that the brother of all fuck ups? Is that what it is? Brother, mother,
no, that's
any other
assumptions.
sucker? Oh, okay, sorry. Continue.
Totally different word.
I see. All right.
Yeah, good intentions.
All right.
Right, laid in the road to hell.
Yeah. Okay.
Cultured.
Go ahead.
Right?
I see.
So anyway,
Book reading.
I have no idea what my point was. No, I do. I will probably take note of one of the adverts that I was bombarded with for the past 3 weeks before Valentine's.
Oh, I see.
You know, I just
What,
saw an advert for like one of those, you know, those websites where you can just order a card online and get it sent to your other half.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I can't remember what the name of it was. Let's say it was
Something
called
to do with a pig or a pigeon or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those ones.
Mercury Pigeon or something. I don't know. Moon Pigeon.
Yes.
I don't think it is a pigeon.
There is a pigeon one, but I'm not going to go and drop in names.
Pigeon Jupiter. It had something to do with some...
Sounds believable, yeah.
Yeah, Pigeon Jupiter website. Yeah, check it out. All right.
They're doing big things in the community, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, they were advertising, flowers and a card for your wife or your partner. £35.
For what?
For what?
£35 for a card. Is it just a card, or is there more to it? Is it a package? Does it hand delivered? Is there a little song that comes with it?
No, that's it. In fact, we've got an email from Roscoe
Pico Train. No, I shouldn't call him that.
Roscoe.
Ruin his name straight. No, Roscoe, yes.
Okay.
So Roscoe, yeah.
Do you want to read this out?
Okay, sure. Roscoe has sent us an email, and he says, I had an incident one time where I was having lunch at a restaurant in Islington one weekend, and the waiter was checking out my other half while he was serving the food. Needless to say, he didn't get a tip. Not sure if it's a problem at your end or mine, but steak tartare thing is looping. Okay,
Looping.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Okay, well, thanks, Roscoe. I'm not sure about the
I'll check that out.
thing, but that's bad luck that you were being
Cockholded
insulted
by a waiter.
A waiter.
I mean, that you later had to pay for his
Well, you know what? In
services.
films, waiters are always like really handsome and stuff.
It makes you
ever
wonder
seen-
why they would be a waiter if they're that handsome. They should be like a model.
all the waiters I've ever met are ugly.
Okay, do you meet a lot of waiters? Mike?
No, I don't.
I see. So you just base this
All
on
the ones I've seen.
few that you've
Exactly.
You've
I
seen.
can only go by what I've seen.
I used to make it sound like it's a grand assumption that they're all
I
ugly.
didn't say all waiters are ugly. I'm not
Okay.
saying that. But I'm sure they're not.
sure,
They're not.
they're
I'm
not.
sure there's some handsome waiters. Not that I
Yeah.
would notice, but I mean,
Well, it's probably one of them ones where they probably were handsome waiters and got picked up by some kind of talent
alright,
scout,
maybe
and now
I'm being harsh.
portray waiters.
They
on
weren't
TV.
particularly good looking.
Okay. But
That's
then
what I
again,
can say.
Mike, it's in the eye of the beholder. You see what I'm saying? So, you may not think that, this waiter or waitress is that, attractive, but the other half might be thinking...
You know what? That's an interesting concept. But is this just me being a man, and I might be exposing to my real shallow nature here?
Okay. What's it?
But aren't we more likely to notice? Let's say if a waitress isn't particularly good looking,
Okay.
it's just very noticeable.
Like
you have
you
an
have expectations.
Yeah, you have an
So
expectation.
Watching
If you see
too much Benny Hill and Carry On films, you're expecting...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
Barbara
trying to think.
Windsor.
If you have a waitress that looks like, I don't know, let's think of someone who's famous, it's generally agreed that they're not very good, attractive
Okay.
on a universal scale. Like some people might be considered.
Right,
All
yeah, but it's
so
just
we need
known
to find
that
someone.
they're famous for their talent, and that's all.
Yeah, let's think of someone.
I don't really want to, because it seems mean now. I don't really want to say anyone's name, and it's
We've
like
gone too far. We have to keep going.
you took me to where we are now. We went there like, yeah, we were both in this together, So it's kind of like both our fault. No,
All right, well, we invite the listeners in. Give us someone that may not be so good looking that we can all agree on. We can get over this. But yeah, but if you are in a restaurant and there is someone who
It's not that attractive.
Yeah, not that attractive.
Yeah. So what we do?
I think it's a sexist thing. Clearly, it's a sexist thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a little superficial. That's fine. We know what it is. That's it. But the thing is, all right. If we're going to be superficial and we see a waitress or waiter and they're not that attractive, I guess not that I would fixate on it. But yeah, I think it would. If it obviously, unless it was that bad, it's put me off my food.
It's actually a sexist industry, because I mean, how likely is it that you're going to see a waitress that looks like Dot Cotton? Let's say you're at a restaurant.
Yeah,
it
would have. I don't think it would be a restaurant. It'd be more like one of those cafes. You know what I mean? Like, freshen your tea, governor. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? One more mashy, please. Oh, there you go. I've been on my feet all day. Yeah, and then like fag hanging out her mouth.
Yeah,
that kind of.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning. We're talking about that. just stating the obvious. Really.
You're just
it's not even daytime
yet.
But anyway, yeah, I see your point. But you're not likely to see. I guess you're not likely to see a waitress in a top-end restaurant over the age of 30.
No,
5.
no, yeah. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't. They wouldn't, because they want to keep a certain look of the restaurant. You know what I mean? I remember I used to do a job before where I would visit all these restaurants. I mean, I wasn't like a food critic.
I was going to say,
that's just a lie.
You could have created an interesting backstory to your life there, and you've lost it. It's gone.
No. I mean, I've done a lot of jobs, Mike. So you don't know. Maybe I was on the other end. I was being served, Mike.
No, you haven't. You weren't being served.
Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up. Anyway, so I'd go to these restaurants, Mike, and it was purely in a delivery capacity. I was dropping stuff off, and you'd see the waitresses that were working there. And there was one particular restaurant, I'm not going to name names, but basically they had loads of different branches, and they had the top-notch restaurant, and then they had like their lower-end ones that obviously weren't that well-known or not that big or whatever. So you go to one of the smaller restaurants, and you may see like a new waitress, and she's really attractive, and you think, oh, very nice. And then you go there like a week later, yeah, she's been moved to the top-notch restaurant. Yeah, and I mean, fair enough, it's smart marketing, whatever. Yeah, you do what you have to do to run your business, but it just always made me feel a little bit uncomfortable for the waitresses that got left behind. I mean, they know what's going on. We know what's going on. They know what's going on, and they have to live with it. It's like, ooh.
It's a harsh trade.
It is harsh, unforgiving, Mike.
Unforgiving.
Especially if this new waitress that's been moved up to the top-notch branch has just started, and you've been there a good couple of years, thinking, yeah,
slacker.
It's not trying, are you?
That's what it is. You're a slacker.
No room for deadwood. Yeah. So I think, I just feel
and that's where you're standing.
But yeah, I mean, so clearly, attractive waitresses and waiters is a big thing.
I guess it's true. Then we've reached a point where we've actually discovered something. It might be clearly obvious, but good looks get you further. Is that what we're?
I think that is the overall answer to the situation. Is
in any profession,
look good and life will be good. Look bad and
there are certain professions that you don't care how messed up the person looks like. Like if you've just had like a serious accident.
So the attractive paramedics can't argue losing blood. No one ugly, and then pass out. I mean, you'd be lucky if anyone turned up. I think after that,
you could be laying, having a defibrillators on your chest, and then they wake you up. And you look up at the doctor and you say, "Too ugly."
And then say, "No, stop. Put them down. Put the paddles down. I'll do it myself." You don't deserve.
But in that situation, in reality, you wouldn't do that.
No, that would be foolish.
But if you go to a dentist and he's got bad teeth, you're gonna have questions in your head. Like, maybe I shouldn't be in this chair.
That's just it. It's a slight irony there, really, that the dentist would have worse teeth than you, even though he's in a trade of teeth. You'd think his priority would be
charity starts at home.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're promoting yourself here, So if
oral hygiene,
yes,
basic requirement of a dentist.
You know what I mean. You're not winning anybody over by doing looking like that. So but I think with the whole waitresses thing, I mean, that this restaurant we went to, the guy wasn't actually looking at a waitress. It was just another woman that was there, which just made it kind of doubly weird, because clearly she must have been there with someone as well. So maybe her other half is watching him watching her. I mean,
it sounds,
it's like a spider's web. It's only gonna end badly. But it's just,
have you ever had that situation where you've been out with your significant other and someone's been watching you?
Watching me?
Yeah.
Not that I can remember. I mean, obviously it wasn't that blatant for me to say, yeah, you know what happened. And to be honest, that's a double-edged sword, because if you're sitting at a table with your other half, you're enjoying a meal, and some woman is watching you from across the room, and you don't realize, and you catch eyes, and it's like, oh, this person's watching me. If your woman then catches you at that split second,
game over.
That's it. There's nothing you can say. No, she was looking at me for no.
You might as well be just on the table with your woman.
That's it. It's not gonna. And the thing is, and that's another thing. When you get caught when you haven't done anything, I can understand if you were the kind of man like the guy in the restaurant who was blatantly looking and got caught. Hey, hands up! You caught me. Fine. That's one thing. But what I can't stand is, like, for instance, this happened to me once, right, years ago. I was on the train, and it was a packed train, and everyone was squashed together, and I was standing in the doorway, and the train stopped on the line, and it was a hot summer's day, and everyone was getting irritable. So I'm sitting there, or standing there, and I look across, and I happen to catch a glance of a young girl, clearly too young for me, but she was looking at me, and the worst thing about it was, just as our eyes met, she kind of made this face to say, "Oh, what you wish me for?" and then turned away. I was like, "Oh, but I wasn't." But
too late.
It doesn't.
You are the old pervert.
There it is. Yeah. And there's nothing you can say. The more you protest is the more you're gonna seem guilty. It's like one of them ones in school where somebody winds you up and say, "Oh, I don't have to cry about it." You can't do anything at that point. I'm not crying. Oh, aren't you?
Looks like it to me.
Oh, calm down. And it just worse, just gasoline on the fire. Yeah. So
we were talking about Valentine's Day. We want to hear from some of the guys and girls out there about your Valentine's stories, what your thoughts are about the whole Valentine's phenomenon. Do you feel that you're under pressure to buy into this corporate sponsored crap?
That's not you're buying into it, Mike.
I'm being somewhat biased about that, obviously.
A little bit bitter.
Or do you believe in the true essence of Valentine's, that it's that one time of year when you can declare your undying love for that one special or two people, depends on what your arrangement is.
Undying.
Maybe you're one of them.
But
is it Mormons? Do they have like 20 wives and stuff?
They're the ones who are allowed to have like 20 wives. I don't know if they're going to be that greedy. Who's got the time and the energy?
I do have one question about them though. They want the simple life. Is it? Right? Apparently. So why would you have like 7 wives? That just makes it very complicated.
As far from simple as you can really get.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they all have families and all of that. So it's just it's a different lifestyle.
But legal apparently.
Well.
So anyway, we're gonna move on to another subject.
Okay.
For the moment. It's kind of tied in. I was having a discussion with people during my day job, my exciting day job, that I'm not going to disclose. Right? But anyway,
drug dealer.
No.
I see.
Why would you go there?
I'm just, what?
I think you'd know if I was a drug dealer.
Would I, Mike?
Good question. I would probably cover that up pretty well. But anyway, I'm not a drug dealer.
Okay.
Shouldn't have to say that on radio. But anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
The subject of aphrodisiacs came up. All right, and I think we were watching. What was it? That Come Dine With Me or whatever in the background during my lunch break, and someone was doing some off-key seafood thing, and I was having a rant about what are muscles anyway. There's no head, there's no leg. What is it? It's just a thing
like there should
in the
be
shell.
A head and a leg. Just
I don't
to
believe they're actually from Earth. That's my theory.
Okay.
I don't trust anything that hasn't actually got any limbs defining organs or limbs. It doesn't even have anything else apart from it.
So you
itself.
say if it doesn't come from a farm, then you're not interested. Is what you're
No,
saying?
I'm not saying that because fish don't. Well, some fish are born in farms. Actually, I just thought about that, but most of them ain't.
All right, fine.
All right, I'm really trying to stick to the story.
Go. Sorry, I'm
Okay,
just distracting you. Just seems like a very thin story. Maybe there's not
it
enough
is
of it to go around. Maybe that's the problem here.
Well, is that what your critique is highlighting?
I'm
All right,
just-
look, the point is,
Yeah,
I do have a point.
I'm sure you do.
We're talking about aphrodisiacs.
Yeah.
We got onto aphrodisiacs after I was talking about the old muscles and all that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
right? And this guy goes, "Oh, but it's an aphrodisiac," and I said, "How do you know?" And he's like, "Well, it's just true." And I'm like, "Well,
It's just
that's
true.
not
That's
that's not validated it anymore for me."
That's just saying it's true. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and he goes,
I can
"Yeah,"
understand.
and he said the same as.
So has
said-
he eaten them?
Oysters. He said, "Yeah, oysters. They're aphrodisiacs." And then he said, "And so is lobster, and was it chocolate?" And it got me thinking. I know you're a fan of the cow's foot. Or
Cow foot. Yeah, that's
Cow foot.
that's
You have
yard
to say it
style,
like
man. Cow foot.
How do you know it?
Yeah.
So is it true that it'll make you
Well,
a
it's
strong
strong
back
man.
strong back man, make a stunner?
Well, you know, Mike, I haven't had any complaints. Well, no,
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, but then how would you be able to define one situation from the other if you've never had any complaints? Which I find very hard to believe.
It's a lie. It's a lie, sir. Just admit it.
Never had to ever. All right, not even a slight look of disappointment.
I wasn't looking when that happened. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see that.
If it did happen.
If it did, which probably did.
Out of sight, out of mind.
See?
All right, but yeah, let's say I've got totally stuck on you being disappointing. That seems like a much better story than what I was going to tell.
Thanks. This is really where we wanted the conversation to go tonight. Let's just stop everything else and talk about that.
Anyway,
Yeah. No, we were talking about aphrodisiacs.
Yeah.
The cow foot thing.
Cowfoot,
Yeah.
how do you know it's effective in its in the claims that they have about its
Well,
aphrodisiac?
I suppose it's like
powers.
any kind of thing. I think it's all mind over matter, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
so
if
that
you
means there's
believe
no such
it's
thing as an aphrodisiac. Then.
well, maybe not. But then again, maybe the thought is enough. Maybe that's all it takes. So
Okay,
you know, if it's enough to stimulate you in that way,
So you
then
could say-
I suppose it is.
you could say that about digestive biscuits then.
If you get turned on by
If you
digestive biscuits,
If you eat 4 digestive biscuits
yeah,
at about 7 o'clock in the morning at spring,
McVitie's,
you'll go for ages.
you go for
I
it.
mean, I could say that, and if someone, I don't think it's about you being turned on by the food. That doesn't make sense. Who gets turned on by oysters?
I don't think it's the actual
If you do, then
look
there's
of the
some-
food that
I was gonna
turns
say,
them on.
that shouldn't
Oh,
be
the
turning
taste.
anyone on. Even other oysters
Or
think they're
start unzipping
disgusting.
your trousers. I can't help myself. You know what I mean? Never
telling
been
you.
invited back to that restaurant.
Yeah, well,
Just sit down. I'd like
I
a
was
large
picturing this
plate of
at
clams.
home. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't believe in the aphrodisiac thing because you know what? I've thought about the science on this.
Okay.
Okay,
So what's the science, mate?
the science.
The science.
I might be using the term science quite loosely here. All right, but how could you digesting? Okay, these are the ranges of foods, right, that are supposedly aphrodisiacs
Okay.
that
That you've
managed-
heard of.
heard of.
All
I haven't
right.
actually done any research.
You haven't proved it at all. You haven't tried any of
No,
these.
no, I haven't. But this is
No,
the claims
no, I
of
haven't,
people
no.
who have. So I'm going by their word. I'm trusting people. Okay, so we've
Okay.
got oysters, lobsters. Okay, I see connections there. Seafood,
Seafood,
chocolate.
crustaceans, that kind of chocolate.
Chocolate,
Okay. All right. Go on.
Actually, digestive biscuits. I just made that.
You
one
just
up.
made that. That's not a real thing. No.
cow foot.
Cow foot.
Okay, now oysters and the seafood thing. Maybe there's something contained within those crustaceous creatures, right? DNA that, when digested and it goes through your digestive tract,
Some
maybe
kind of
some enzyme
reaction.
just somehow happens to stimulate the sexual erogenous zones in both men and women.
Oh.
Sounds a bit ridiculous
Yeah,
and far-fetched to
okay,
me. All
but,
right,
you know,
even if
stranger
that
things
were
have
true,
Yeah.
the same thing shouldn't be coming from chocolate, because chocolate and oysters have got nothing to do with each other.
Well,
they've never met.
No,
Ever.
but maybe it's not something that's in it. Maybe it's the reaction that it gives you. So you may not be a specific chemical or enzyme that's in it, but just, I mean, maybe it's the whole thought of is something decadent. You know, lobster. How decadent.
I guess, but then
living above my means.
But then, how did cow foot? I reckon this is how cow
Well,
foot.
cow foot is more.
It's a
you know what makes
marketing
me
campaign.
laugh? Cow foot is one of those things where you're right. It's marketed towards men. You know, oysters and champagne and truffles and chocolates and strawberries, more marketed towards women. Yeah,
I think there's a serious imbalance here.
Oh yeah, clearly. But
Even
then
if
again,
they gave us something sweet,
Yeah,
they
but-
get chocolates and champagne. We get cow foot.
but in all honesty, Mike, whenever you ever needed to eat anything to feel excited, really, men are really always just ready to go. I think.
Yeah.
Women, they need all as much. They need
Like
pulleys,
a dog,
levers.
like a dog, you know,
steam is
being
coming
taken
out.
taken out for a walk.
That's I wouldn't use that reference.
No, you ever see the dog, right? Let's say he's.
Oh, you're talking about the men now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was to say because I was talking about women, and you said like a dog being taken for a walk, and I was like, "Wow,
No, that's
you,
not what I
you
meant.
went there, man.
That's not what I meant.
That's
not at all.
your views,
I'm talking about men,
not mine.
All right. What the analogy, which I'm going to clearly explain.
Please, there's a lot of women out there who want to hear what you think of them.
I weren't talking about women, and you know that. So stop it, yeah. All right. But what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
you must know someone who's got a dog. All right.
Okay. Okay. Where's
dog.
this going? Yeah.
All right. And he's saying, I better take your dog for a walk,
Okay.
and he'll pick up.
Pick up the dog. Have you ever met anyone with a dog, Mike?
Yeah,
'Cause
died in the
it's-
pocket. Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
it's based on
Yeah.
something you watched as a child. I don't think these are real facts. This actually ever happened or existed. But no, that's
Say, put the dog in his pocket. No, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
that you know when you want to take a dog out for a walk, you never get a dog saying, "No, I'm not today,
I'm not in the
mate."
mood.
Nah,
Yeah, a
nah,
bit
it's all right.
tired. Rather
Yeah.
just
Can't
sit
be
there.
bothered.
Yes.
Walking,
Oh,
Nah,
suckers! I'm
yeah.
inside now.
walking's for idiots. Yeah, you don't get dogs saying that. Don't actually get dogs saying anything.
No,
they
no.
don't
But
say
you can
that.
tell by the eyes, Mike. It's in the eyes.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
have it. You know, you look in a cat's eyes, nothing there.
But evil, hatred. Cat will murder you.
Yeah.
No.
If they had thumbs.
That's where it's heading.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, back to the point I was making with the whole aphrodisiac. Yeah, there are aphrodisiacs that are marketed towards women and aphrodisiacs that are marketed towards men. Now, and even then, it's more of a sexual prowess thing with men. With women, they want to feel sexy, they want to feel nice, and that's cool. With men don't really care about the feeling sexy. They just want to be able to make the woman feel.
So
sexy.
do you reckon
So,
cow foot is like their get back?
I guess so. It's like like when
Because I reckon the whole aphrodisiac idea came from men. So
Right.
it's like, yeah, women, just to get you in the mood. You know, whatever.
So you reckon that over time the men have brainwashed the women into believing that this is actually they should feel sexy when
Yeah.
they buy
You
them
need that-
expensive gifts.
You'll be ready to go. You know what I mean? That's what I reckon. Like,
Maybe.
slow brainwashing over time.
Over
It's not like that sort of
generations.
thing hasn't happened before.
Well,
But
it'd be the first. No, this is. I mean, it probably was the first thing they implemented. Women, we gotta get them somehow. We gotta start this brainwashing campaign. Forget about anything else.
forget about fire
Fire.
and the wheel.
Priorities.
Yeah.
I've got to get me underway. No. So yeah, they probably have been doing it for some time. And I mean, yeah, you're probably right. It's one of those things they've probably brainwashed women into thinking that this is going to turn you on. You're going to feel sexy. You're going to want me after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Put that on.
yeah.
Don't you feel sexy? See, all brainwashing,
Dance around
ladies.
for
Sorry
me.
to disappoint you.
There is. But with men, I suppose there's a level of brainwashing as well because I mean
There has to be, especially with the
there
cow
are those
foot
women out there who want a certain level of service. Put it that way, you know what I mean? You can't be coming with your
5
B
star.
game. You got to have the A game.
No,
from the-
no 2.5 star service here.
No, you've
You know
got
what
to
I
be
mean?
giving as the best
Yeah.
top-notch service.
That's it.
from
Croissants
beginning to
in the
end.
morning.
That's it. You know, you wear the bow tie and shit. You know what I mean?
Would you wear a bow tie?
Oh, I don't
If
know.
you were-
One of them kind of
if it was
Chippendale.
if it was a Valentine's request.
I don't really want people out there envisioning me wearing a bow tie and nothing else. I feel naked.
Mate, you'd have to be that. You can't be fully clothed.
No, I don't. See, you're forcing me into this scenario now on air. You know what I mean? Yeah, now I'm naked. See, I don't. This
It's
is
a
actually
Valentine's
I didn't
request.
want to do. I didn't want to be naked on air, and now you've made me feel that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just for those who tuned in, he's not actually naked.
Thank you, because we know you were enjoying that fantasy there of me. No, but I suppose if I was with my partner and they were like, yeah, let's get freaky and kinky. Yeah, I'd probably have to have had a couple of drinks.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to see myself in the mirror. Put that way. I don't want to. No. You know,
immediate flop.
Oh, and you know what I realised? I saw the other day. Sidetrack is I went into one of these pound shops. You know, you can see these pound shops. They've got mine all over the place. Everywhere. All over the place, and they were actually selling sexy gentlemen's underwear for Valentine's Day.
Sexy gentlemen's underwear.
Yeah, in a pound shop.
For
like, can you imagine those two things put together? Sexy gentlemen's underwear, pound shop. Yeah, combined. Can you imagine the level of quality?
What is a sexy gentleman?
Well,
because when I think of a gentleman, I think of like Steve out of Avengers, right? And he's not sexy.
Now I'm envisioning him wearing underwear. That's just wrong.
There's something wrong with you.
I mean, Steve should always be wearing a suit, bowler hat,
always,
and have the cane. Never take off any clothes, Steve.
No,
I mean,
the world would end.
That wouldn't work. But no, when I say sexy underwear, maybe I should have worded it different. Gentlemen's sexy underwear, not sexy gentlemen's underwear. Yeah,
that's a lot better.
Yeah, the underwear is sexy. The gentlemen are just average. I mean, although the gentlemen on the packet were supposed to be very, Chip and Dale like, so hairless chest, bulging muscles, all that kind of stuff. Okay. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, there was only one area that wasn't bulging, but maybe that's for the best. I mean, you got children walking around. What's that, baby? Put it down! And slap it out of their hands and rushing them out. Yeah. But basically, what I mean by the gentleman's sexy underwear is that the leopard print type thing, and
I have no idea.
Well, it's like the whole Tarzan type of thing, isn't it? It's like
a
fantasy.
Didn't he just have like a piece of flesh wrapped around his waist?
Ah, that sounds like disgusting.
I hope skin or something like that.
No,
he did.
I really hope
he had Cheetah's mum.
Cheetah's mum
skinned and wore as pants.
And yet they remained friends. I mean, it's amazing.
That's how I know
in the
Tarzan
jungle
was fantasy. Cheetah would not be having that.
They would have been attacking him on so many levels.
You're gonna wear my mum as pants, Benjamin? Are you mad? And you want me to go and get them pineapples for you?
Really abusing Cheetah, fetch me some pineapples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
wipe my ass on your mouth.
Tarzan, you son of a bitch. Yeah, maybe that's why he was abandoned in the jungle. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to
inconsiderate, doesn't care. No, lack of awareness.
Yeah, he was one of the original slave traders. He went over there, right? And young white people were like, you know what? That's just going too far, mate.
We're not having it.
Yeah. So he stayed in the jungle. Unfortunately, he flourished.
He
made a friendship with Cheetah,
and then turned around and stabbed him in the back.
Yeah,
and his mum.
Yeah, it was his underpants. Anyway, we digress. We were talking about. What were we talking about? We're talking about aphrodisiacs.
We were at one point, yeah. I just want to make a quick note. Anyone listening out there who wants to join into the conversation, you can hit us up on Facebook at Mike and Dee Vs the World. You should be able to find us if you type this in the search bar. Or hit us up on Twitter at Mike and Dee. That's Mike and capital D at the end. Or you can email us, which is Mike and D, the letter D, 44 at yahoo.co.uk. And let us know about your experiences with aphrodisiacs, if they work, they don't, what works for you, and is there a downside? I mean, can you be too turned on? I mean, that would be a bit of a bastard if, let's say, for instance, as a lady, your other half has come in and he's giving you all these things, and I'm not even as lazy as a man, whatever turns you on, giving you these things, got you all percolating, got you ready for action, and there's like, I've got to go, sorry, you know what I mean? Something's come up and I have to leave. You'll be okay on your own, right? Do you really want to be put in that position? What would be your first reaction to something like that? So,
disappointment.
Would that person be getting an invitation again after that?
No.
I don't know you, but no. I'm pretty sure that would be the universal answer.
Yeah. Well, what would you do?
Well, what if it's one of the ones where you weren't in the mood, Mike? I mean, I know it's a madness to even imagine something that would happen.
Ramblings of a man.
But for whatever reason, you're not in the mood. Maybe the killer is, you've got your Valentine's night plans. You've got your gentleman's sexy underwear, your bow tie, you got the oysters and whatever, and your lady says, I'm ready, and she goes and lies down in the boudoir, and you're like, yeah, and then your phone rings and it's like your mum,
That kills it immediately.
That kills it. But the other half is ready for action, Mike. What do you do?
I'll say, you've got some serious problems, right? You shouldn't be getting turned on by that phone call. Are you mad?
No, they're not turned on. They didn't take the phone call. They're already turned on from everything you've done. You've got them ready. You've got them to the...
In fact, I'm going to put this out there. Why not? If you're the type of guy who can take that phone call from a close maternal relative and still continue
without being swayed,
and then
strong-minded,
book yourself into some sort of treatment because there's something clearly wrong with you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to detach yourself to that level, I mean, that's a level of like Jedi or something. I don't think that's
how the whole Jedi thing started.
Yeah, that test, and it was like, you passed.
Yeah,
here's
now
the Force.
I can move the Millennium Falcon in my hands. That's where it was those two stages.
That's it. But I mean, yeah. That I know for me, I would not be any Jedi. That would kill it for me, and I would have to make my excuses. I mean, I'd like to be able to say, yeah, it is what it is. Got a phone call, killed the mood. But then she's like, oh, don't worry, I can get it back for you. And it starts trying to. No.
Anyway, we are going into way too much detail.
Yes, yeah.
You are. Clearly,
just me.
I didn't
me.
paint that picture.
You didn't do anything.
Nothing. I was just
standing on the sidelines, shaking your head with your arms folded.
Cool. I was calling the police. That's what I was doing.
Thanks for that, Mike. Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming you'd be fine in that situation.
But I would be perfectly fine.
You'd be able to hammer on with that image in your mind.
Have some sort of mind wipe and then continue. All right, but anyway, we want to hear from you. We want to know about if you've had any experience with aphrodisiacs. Do they work? Is it just pure falsehood? We want to hear from you, or any others that you've actually heard of that we haven't mentioned.
Yeah.
All right.
If they're something that we're not aware of, you know what I mean? You could accidentally eat something and get turned on. I don't know what it is. I mean, why am I so sexy?
I just don't believe a food that is digested through your stomach is going to be left with some sort of chemical that can only affect your sexual organ.
But what about ginseng? Isn't that supposed to do exactly that? Is that supposed to give you that extra vitality that, or Viagra?
Yeah, I still don't know how that stuff works. But
magic, Mike.
Magic.
The magic blue pill. That's what Morpheus had. So...
yeah, that film could have been so different.
I'm sure there's an adult version of that where
what you mean,
that's exactly what it is.
Take this.
The blue pill.
Yeah.
Oh, the fun they had.
Yeah.
So
Matrix Gimp.
Who knows? Nice image there, everyone. Yeah.
Well, it's halfway there. They're 11 and all that stuff going on.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have
if you
paid
and
to see
Neo,
that in the cinema.
right, if you imagine tomorrow, right, you get up in the morning and then your phone rings and it's the guy talking like Morpheus.
Okay.
Like, I know you want to know about the Matrix or something that you actually have been inquiring about.
All right.
Maybe you're checking something you have on Amazon. And he says,
I'd be a little worried. You know what I mean? You know
what?
What?
So
this is a trap. That's what this is.
And then he says, the people are chasing you, blah blah blah, and there are people chasing you, and then you run down the road, all right, and then you hide in a building, and he said, and then you meet him in the building, and he says, all right, I want you to take this blue pill. Would you take it? That's the question. There's a bit of a lead up.
He wants me to take this blue pill.
Yeah,
right.
This will save you.
I know nothing else about this man who's phoned me out of the blue, and now he's offering me drugs, and I should just take. Is that what you're saying to me? Are you asking me if I would take random drugs from strangers?
Straight black men in long trench
dressed
coats,
in leather.
Hiding in abandoned houses. Yes,
you know what?
That's what I'm asking you.
I don't think if I'm going
to leave this life,
I definitely would be. I don't think there's any situation where you can do that and your life will not change afterwards. You have to be in a specific, maybe a certain type of club, maybe a certain kind of arrangement with people.
The Matrix that film was total rubbish. You know why? I liked it. It was all cool and
yeah, special effects.
Yeah, all that. But the more I think about the plausibility of that situation,
what I've just taken.
Apart from the world not being real and whatever.
Okay.
I mean,
it's just one big computer game.
Yeah. I mean, the main implausibility about it is that it would have ended with Morpheus abusing Neo for eternity.
Why would Morpheus be abusing Neo?
Why is he getting him to take drugs?
Well, he's trying to open his mind to the Matrix.
There's no other way.
Apparently not. It's symbolic, Mike. It's not literally drugs. It's in the Matrix, isn't it?
Red pill or blue pill.
It'd be different.
The choice is yours. Remember, it's your choice.
You did this.
I'm sorry.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
Whatever happens. is on you.
Really, I don't think.
Yeah, there's no going back. See?
He
You know
said
what I
that.
mean?
Gorilla panic.
Yeah,
No,
he said that.
why he didn't say those words? I don't think he was
what
trying
did
to
he say?
scare.
What did he say?
Said, look, if you want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes,
Exactly.
You know,
It's
cryptic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if a man said to you, right?
Yeah, if he's
sitting in his chair like, and he goes, "Do you want to see how deep the rabbit hole
no,
goes?"
that's like a line from a porn film. I don't want to know where this rabbit hole is or how deep it is. No, especially if you've got anything to do with it. I don't know what it is you think is going to happen here, Morpheus.
That's what I'm saying. There's some questions to be asked.
Well,
but anyway, we digress
again
majorly today.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next subject of discussion?
I did want to go back to our favourite old topic of beggars, Mike. Yeah, once again, I have been approached by a beggar. Now,
You must
I don't know what it
be
is, Mike.
walking around like you're Hugh Hefner. Or
That's what I'm
that's a
saying.
bad example.
Well,
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson, I don't know, wearing a suit made entirely of £5 notes. I don't know what's going on. But this time it happened, I was in McDonald's with my son. It was just,
Father-son moment.
that's it, chilling, eating a Happy Meal. What could go wrong, Mike? It's so simple, so pure, And we're sitting there, and then this guy just comes and sit down next to me, and he's like, "Hello, my friend." And I was like, "Who the hell is this dude?" But you don't want to be rude. He's a random stranger, and plus, I'm with my son. Don't want to start nothing. I don't want to get stabbed. It's London. There's crazy people out there. So I did a polite thing. I don't want to snub him. He's a perfect stranger. For all I know, he could be a really nice guy. And whole of McDonald's is watching me. I don't want to come off like some kind of.
They're all watching.
Clearly that's why they're there. So I said to him, "Hi, how you doing?" Just try to keep it nice, short, sweet. Try not to obviously give him the idea that this conversation is going somewhere. Just being polite, and that's it. So then he turns around and he says, "I'm from Cyprus." And I was like, oh, okay. Now, firstly, I hate when anyone says that they're from a certain place. Don't get me wrong. It's not prejudice. Like, oh, coming over here stealing our women. Nothing like that. The problem I have is that...
Of course not.
The problem I have is that whenever anyone says, oh, I'm from wherever. Now, I haven't travelled that much, Mike. And...
You don't need to travel somewhere to know where it is.
Yeah, but I feel that I need to be able to contribute something to that. Someone says, oh, yeah, I'm from Banbury. I have no idea anything. I can't add anything to that. I can't say
good for you. I'm sorry.
What? Perhaps. That's about as far as I think it can go. So I just always feel that what am I supposed to say? The guy said he's from Cyprus. Close as I know, I think my mum went to Cyprus about 10 years ago, but it might be some other island. But I thought, you know what? Don't want to risk it. End up talking about Mediterranean islands. I'm out of my depth. You know what I mean? Just
I hear you.
Leave it where it is. So I'll do the only thing I can do. I'm just thought, okay. Said to him, yeah, well, that's nice. Just cut it off there. Didn't know what was going on, did he? You know what I mean? He was expecting something. Oh, Cyprus, I've been there. No, I just left it. He didn't know what I was thinking, where I was coming from. Blew his mind. For all you know, I could have been to Cyprus hundreds of times. So much so that it's actually boring to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I left it there, and I was thought, okay, I think I've crushed the conversation here. He's not going to continue now. There was this awkward silence, and I thought, yeah, perhaps he's looking for someone else to start a conversation with and tell them about his undoubtedly amazing Cyprus life, but leave it at that. So I'll go back to my son. He's eating his fries. Then he turns around and he drops this one. Is this your son? I was like, what am I supposed to say to this now? You see me sitting next to a 6-year-old in the middle of McDonald's. What can I then turn around and say, no, this isn't my son.
It could be a sting.
It could be, well, there you go. I'm just playing into his hands, Mike. You know what I mean? I just thought, I can't disown my own son just to, try and end this conversation quicker.
Strangely, it's an option, though. But yeah.
Well, I did contemplate, but then I kind of came to
I'm not your father.
I don't even know this kid. But then again, I'm in a situation now. I'm in the middle of McDonald's sitting next to a 6-year-old who I don't know.
Yeah.
How do I explain that? You know what I mean? I'm not, I don't know how it works. I'm not a pedo or nothing like that. Let me just put that out there so everybody knows. But I'm pretty sure that's the kind of situation that can escalate pretty quickly if you're not,
Yeah.
sure, you're at your depth there. You don't make those kind of suggestions to people. But anyway, so I just I said the only thing I could do. You know what I mean? I said, yeah, this is my son. So he's like, oh, how old is he? I said, okay, yeah, he's 6. He said, oh, I've got 3 boys of my own. And he carries on. I'm thinking, oh crap, we're starting to bond. He's bonding with me. I can't get out of this. You know what I mean? Before I had the option of trying to break it off before, but now it's just gone too deep. You know, talking about kids and that, and the only way I can kind of get out of this is hopefully try and rush through the conversation and end it when we get to some kind of low point in the conversation where no one's saying, just kind of turn around, oh, nice meeting you, and turn away, you know. So he's going on and on, and he mentions that he's been over here for a couple of days, and like the first day he was here, he earned £600, and then the second day he earned another £600, and he's sending all his money home to his family or whatever to build a home, whatever. And it's like, you know, I think not much I can really say to that. So I just, that's how you're supposed to do it. You know, that's non-committal answer. Just try and make him feel like I'm really interested, but not that much. So let's just
keep it nice.
Yeah.
Moving.
So you know what I mean. So he goes on and on, talks about all these things, and then he says to me, he says, yeah, but I have no work today. I have no money. I can't buy milk. I can't buy bread, and he just leaves this gap there. Like, yeah. And I think maybe I was just really naive at that point. It's only at that point I realised, is he asking me for money? So I just sort of said to him, "What, do you want me to give you money?" And he kind of went, well, I know you, somebody, like, he's not really begging, Mike. He's just, I brought it up, if anything. You know, he's reacted to what I said.
Lying and sinking.
Probably wasn't even crossing his mind. Like, he's just airing his problem to a random stranger in the middle of McDonald's. Yeah. But it was the thing as well. You're telling me you haven't got anything to eat. You haven't got any milk or bread. Like,
there's a flaw in his story.
Well, this is it. Why are you in McDonald's? If I know I haven't got any food, the last place I'm going to go, it's just torture, really, isn't it? You've got no food. Let me go to McDonald's and watch all these people eating while I starve.
Unless he was targeting the people who eat in McDonald's.
So it wasn't just a casual passerby.
He didn't give a damn about you or your son.
So all that bonding was just in my mind.
It was rubbish.
He didn't care.
He
probably hasn't even got any sons. Probably not even from
Basically,
Cyprus.
He was whoring himself out in a way, at a social level.
Yeah.
And hoping that you would pay him for it.
Well, this is it. Pay him for something that I didn't ask for.
It's kind of like, what do they call that thing? Next to the curb. Curb crawling. See, I got there.
Yeah. I think Curb gave it away.
It's kind of like he was doing that. You were doing that with him, but unwittingly.
I was
with your son.
That sounds even worse.
I know. Let me rephrase that.
Why have I got that image in my head?
Come on, son, we're going at.
Those are the ones you want. No limits.
Do
whatever you want. Good. No.
Really, if you wear that one. Anyway, back to the beggar.
Yeah. So anyway, so he left it out there like, oh, maybe you are. And I mean, at that point, now I've got a strict rule. I don't give to beggars, not because I don't think they deserve it, but if I don't see myself as being in a position to really help beggars. I'm not the richest man in the world, you know. I mean,
you don't have to be the richest man in the world to help a beggar.
True, that is true.
I'm number 2 on the table. The Forbes list says that I'm number 7. Well, I can't give you a penny.
Not like that. See, you're blown out of proportion.
You did say richest man in the world.
I was just using it as a generalisation. I was just saying that. I mean, the money I have, I've got kids. You know, I've got home and family. I'm trying to maintain that.
Just say, you know what? There's certain priority people in my life, and you ain't one of them.
I'm just harsh. I just punch him in his face, dash some hot coffee in his face, and walk out of there.
I've got the same sort of rule. I don't give money to beggars.
Well,
I haven't even got any real. I've just not got to give any money.
Well, the thing is, you know what the irony is? I'd probably give money to a beggar if he wasn't begging. If I generally saw somebody who's in need,
he's not a beggar then.
Well, see, there you go.
So you're more or less saying you just give money to random people.
Anyone else but beggars. That's my rule, Mike. Anyone who doesn't need my money, they can have it.
You're just randomly walking down a local high street and just giving money to people.
That's it, except the beggars.
Okay.
Never them. Never them. No, it wasn't. But anyway, so he's you know what I mean? He's put me in an awkward position now, so I have to now turn around and say, you know, sorry, my friend, I can't help you out. I don't have the money to give. You know what I mean? So, you know,
turning point.
Yeah, that was it. And he kind of went, I see it. He's like, I have bread and milk. And I was like, what is your life? Just because you just sitting in a room,
bread and milk.
eating bread and drinking milk. Is that all you do? You know what I mean? Maybe that's why you're in this
building
position.
a house.
Yeah, and so all he can live off, he's doing that off of bread and milk.
There were no specifics in his story. I'm seriously thinking I might have, maybe not in front of my son, but I would have, because I don't want.
Well, you would have dissected this story.
I would have dissected the hell out of that story. Alright, but the thing is, you come all the way from Greece to England, and you earn £600. How much?
He said £600 one day's work. The next day another £600.
You're earning £600 a day.
Yeah,
and you're telling me you sent all of it home.
Apparently so.
You have got some serious flawed budgeting skills, my friend. That's just stupid.
Hence the begging, I guess.
So wait, and you were just left with bread and milk. So where is it? Where's the bread and milk?
No, he hasn't got any. That's what you say. He hasn't even got money to buy bread
and milk. What are you going to make
like
with
those
bread
are
and
the
milk?
first two things on his list of things to buy. When he gets
what are you going to make with bread and milk?
Very soggy sandwich. I don't know. Very thick milk. There's only two things. It's not really gonna. You know what I mean? I don't know where else he was going. Maybe that's just like his.
Yeah, there was a flaw in it. I mean, like you say, you don't go to.
You don't go to McDonald's
for bread and milk.
Well, this is the thing.
I don't think you could even get those two things in there.
Not actual bread and milk. McDonald's bread and milk. Let's not get the two confused. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I mean, look. Don't get me wrong. He had his story okay in certain places. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit vague, but it could have worked. He just got greedy. He didn't have to come into McDonald's. If he'd have been standing like in a supermarket with that story, may have worked. Even a bank could have maybe got away with it. You know what I mean? But don't come to McDonald's. Even a Morley's chicken. I mean, it would have been a lot more dangerous, but it would have been plausible. You know.
You definitely don't want bread and milk from Morley's.
No. No.
It's been next to this oven all day. Drink it. You know.
That milk doesn't come from cows. Let's just put it that way.
Chicken. Chicken. You know what?
They found a way, Mike. It's like Jurassic Park down there, man.
If they could milk chickens, would you drink it?
I don't know, because I have the image in my mind of someone trying to milk a. I can't even understand what that would even look like.
Do they even have teats?
No, that's the thing. They'd have to either just grab the chicken and squeeze it until the milk comes out somewhere. I don't know. There's a valve in the chicken somewhere.
Yeah, it shouldn't have any sort of organs that is making milk.
No,
it's digestible for cows.
No,
that's not a chicken.
No. So but anyway, going off the point again. But yeah, so this beggar, he's in McDonald's. So I just thought to myself, you know what? That's where you let yourself down. If you were out on the street doing that, you know what I mean. But it's like he came in, and that's the thing. Like I say, I must look like a sort of person who just gives money away.
Maybe you've got a kind face.
I try not to make it look kind, Mike. Sometimes I'm walking down the street, I've got my DMX face on, I'm trying to...
No, you know what, you might be doing that, but really, you're looking like
Gene Wilder in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
End up looking, I don't know, who's
smiling
really
and singing a song.
Who's really unfitting?
Dick Van Dyke.
I'm thinking
Bidins.
someone more current. One of them idiots from 1D. Right? Not threatening at all.
Okay.
Alright. So you might be trying to put on your hard man face and really you're looking like them. And I think, this guy looks like a sucker for money.
So you're saying I should never go to prison then? That wouldn't work for me. Not a good move for me. Stay out of prison is what you're saying. Stay away
from the prison.
That's good to know.
Within a 5-mile radius of prison.
The gravitational force will just pull me in. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll have to keep a lookout for what my face looks like next time I'm walking past.
But yeah, I mean, it
is
frustrating with, the whole beggar thing. But, I mean, it seems like you were more annoyed at the fact that you were sharing a moment with your son and he's just come and ruined it with this long ass sob story about his life.
That probably wasn't even true, Mike. It probably wasn't even true.
Alright, if he just said, he came in and he was crying or something.
Come to me. That's what I want. A crying man walking towards me at McDonald's.
And you were stuck there, and your son said to you, "Daddy, that man is crying."
Don't look at him, son. Eat your chips. We're leaving now.
My teacher told me to.
Your teacher is wrong. Your teacher is wrong.
To help people.
Yeah, what we'll do.
Only evil people. Are you evil, Dad?
You can remember all this. You can remember all this.
Yes, I'm amazingly articulate for my age.
despite the fact that I'm only 6. Wow, this is one hell of a school that you go to. It's very intricate, so there's a lot of ups and downs you don't understand, lots of factors involved.
He's still crying. Stop stalling.
I'm not. Why did you learn that word? I don't think you understand what's going on here. Phonics did not teach you about anyway. The fact is, he's got still his crying. Own. Yeah, well, he's got reasons.
And he turns to you as my friend.
I'm not your friend. No, you're not a friend. I don't even call my own friends friends.
I need to call home. I just found out that my daughter's in hospital.
How did you find out this?
I just came from the hospital. It's up the road.
Which you walked from the hospital to McDonald's.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm quite scared.
You don't know what you're doing, but yet you're still asking me for money.
What's with the interrogation,
I'm
clearly a man in help.
Are you're a man in need of help, and I don't believe that's true.
I think I need help, and I've come to you.
Okay, what do you need help with? Your son is watching. What do you need help with? What's the matter?
I need 20 pence.
For what?
To make a phone call.
So who are you phoning?
Home.
Nice and vague. Home. That's what you're giving me. Home. That's it. Not where or who is at your house. Is even a house? Could be a tree. For all I know. Home.
You know what?
On the range.
You, man.
Okay, I will.
Suck.
I do suck. Good day. As long as I have my 20 pence.
I think you're going about this wrong. your way of dealing with beggars. You know what you do?
What do you do?
I walk with force. When I see.
Yeah, but what if you're not walking? I wasn't walking. I was stuck.
Okay. I'll just say I ain't got any money.
Yeah, well,
and look at him dead in the eye. I ain't got no money.
But please, milk, bread, I have none. Please, I need something.
Well,
just I don't have to eat for tonight. My stomach is hurting me. I got pains. It hurts so bad. I just need something to live off.
Milk.
Yes, if you can, I would appreciate it, my friend. I will pay you back.
No, you ain't. Look, I'll tell you what. You don't need bread and milk.
I need some. I'll say
if you go over to Greg's, right? They got
I can't eat Greg's. I'm
not talking about
lactose intolerant to their type of milk. Before you say anything, you don't understand. I can back up my story. I mean soya milk.
Wait, you want? And you're a beggar who happens to be lactose intolerant.
It gives me intestinal pain and distress. I need help, please. Just help me.
I can't help you.
Something you have. Give me something.
Oh, piss off.
Piss off. That's not nice. I'm a man. I'm a human man. I deserve to be treated.
Okay, I'll tell you
just what. Like you have some. Give me something. Where's in your pocket? Tell me what's in your pocket.
You get a punch in the mouth. You know? That's verbal assault. That's a punch in the mouth. I'll tell you.
Punch him in the mouth.
You see this McDonald's coffee. You know how hot it is. This can burn through.
What if you box it out? I'm not interested in coffee.
Oh, that's right. I'll bang his head on the table, baby. You get me? Right on the corner.
On the corner,
on the table.
Make sure you're fracturing some shit in there. Just
yeah.
There you go.
I think
go back to your meals, everyone. No, go back to your meals.
No, for a moment he starts shouting at me.
Yeah. Just try to shame you, make a scene, and make you feel like, oh, look, if I give him some money, maybe he'll go away. That kind of thing.
No, that's bullying. I'm not having that.
Bullying.
You're gonna try and outdo me in front of my son with your begging tactic. So it's not happening.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a low blow.
It is, but yeah, beggars. So what's your view on them generally? I mean, do you think that they should?
No, well, my argument is this. Look, if you're a beggar, right, and you want to beg money from me, then you have to be convincing. Yeah.
But my thing is,
be using some kind of, Ocean's 11. You got other people in the background working, making things happen.
That's more about robbing places, really.
Well, technically, isn't that what it is?
No, they're asking you for your money.
By using a sub story, by using false motives. That's deception.
So you're assuming that they're lying.
Like
all right. What if you see a man and he's actually got the News of the World as shoes, right? And the News of the World hasn't even been in print for a time. Yeah.
Well, clearly he
can't even afford old newspapers.
Wait, so you could save newspapers, but you can't save money. Well, yeah.
That's not the same thing.
Well, it's saving. If you've still got if anybody out there, please, anybody listening still has a copy of News of the World, I would love for you to text, anything. Just send us a message so we know, because I don't believe anybody on the face of the earth, apart from the people who printed it, have a copy of News of the World anymore.
I know a couple of people do have.
I don't believe you do. I think you've just made that up on the spot because I've put you in a corner. Sorry about that.
You got a little excited there. Just about the news of the world.
It does think so,
particular
right?
pages. But yeah, this beggar's got news of the world on his feet.
Okay.
That's how old the newspapers are. No, you know what? What was that? He's got copies of Today.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
No.
It was last printed in like 1986.
It doesn't exist.
Right? And
there aren't any copies of the Today newspaper.
And they're wrapped around his feet. Some of them even between.
So not only has he got this 20-year-old newspaper, but he's wearing the machine.
He's worn them so long. Right,
they're still legible. You can still read that it's the Today newspaper.
I could tell by the.
You can remember what the Today newspaper even looks like.
Actually. All right. One particular issue, and that's it.
Well, anyway, that's one.
He's got an old newspaper around his feet.
Yeah.
I mean, and he says to you, "I'm homeless." Is that not convincing?
Is the rest of his clothes made of 80s newspapers as well, or is it just the shoes?
No, that would be too specific. All right. Clearly, you've got some sort of wardrobe.
Access to a time machine,
or
an abandoned warehouse full of newspapers.
All right, but the thing is, he's got all that stuff, and he's on, proper homeless garb. All right.
Okay.
Isn't that not convincing enough for you?
Is he asking me for money?
He said, "Excuse me, sir, could you spare me 10 pence?"
Well, I think if you put that much effort into it, then maybe I'd probably give him the 10 pence.
And when you put your hand in your pocket, right, there's all these coins. You've got loads of coins. You've got pound coins, 50 pences, 20s.
Yeah,
what do you do? What do you do at that point?
Firstly, I would have done that. I would have put my hand in and pulled out all my change in front of a beggar. And then pick out a 10 pence and give it to him. There you go. Don't spend it all in one place. That's all you requested. Nothing more. And then put it back.
That's what you asked for.
My fist full of coins back into my pocket.
No, but I've had that where someone's come up to me and asked me for money, and I have given it. And the thing is, it's like, what I did. This is the trick you can do.
Okay.
Right? To outsmart a beggar. Right? This is how big a man I am.
Okay.
Right? Is that you put your hand in your pocket, and if you know you've got coins,
you
filter through. Right?
Yeah.
And what I'll do, I'll know it's in between a 2 pence and like a 50 or whatever.
Oh, well, you're like on some Darren Brown.
Yeah, you just put your hand in your
confidence tricks.
Because I've got all kinds of crap in my pockets. Okay. All right, so I'll filter out. So all kinds of crap. I keep it for situations like this.
Yeah, that's it. Bottle top,
bit of tissue, chewing gum, and
It's almost as if
I've got 17 pence.
17 pence.
Or you keep all your pockets in one pocket and all the other stuff in the other.
So you've got a pocket dedicated just to beggars, is what you're saying?
Dedicated to the avoidance of beggars.
To the avoidance of beggars.
Yeah.
That's a lot of preparation. So you have this every time you leave the house.
No, but I mean that's just in case I get forced into a situation where I probably do have to interact like you did. Otherwise, I'll just have that forceful look on my face, like don't even try and ask me for money. You know?
Well, you see, the thing is, if I had this advice at the time, I still would have been kind of thinking, he's asking me, for bread and milk. There's a level of price involved in bread and milk. 17 pence isn't going to buy bread or milk. Would it be seen as an insult if I just gave him 17 pence right now? I mean,
or you just give him some loose change. It might be 17. Say that's all I've got.
Forcefully and just slam it down.
That's all I've got, bro.
That's all there is. Take it and go. Kind of.
Well,
Antonio Banderas type accent.
If you want to include a Spanish accent, if you think it would help,
makes you sound more forceful. Yeah. I think you would respect that. Well, yeah, if that works. You know what? I think I'm going to do that next time, Mike. I think that's
just say or I haven't got any money.
Well, that's what I did do. But this is the thing. You know what the worst thing was? After I did that, right? After sorry, I can't help you. And he was like, oh, okay. And he turned away and he was like, he was in some deep thought, clearly contemplating his next move, where was he going to go and all of that. Probably to another McDonald's or Burger King where, bread and milk is vast supply. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, that conversation's over. And I turned to my son who'd now finished his Happy Meal. And I was like, okay, let's get ready. We're going to go. So as we was leaving, I turned back to the guy. I felt a little bit bad. I mean, obviously not bad enough to give him any money, but I still felt bad for his plight. So I turned to him and I said to him, all right, see ya. Sorry, my friend. And then he kind of looked at me and waved his hands and went, and I was like, wait, hold on. So because I didn't give you any money, you've just dropped the whole pretense. You're not even going to keep up with the charade.
I'm going to ask you about your expectations on this.
Okay.
Thank you. What did you want him to do? Be happy with the fact that
time
he's wasted
not to be
to you
has
not paid off.
But he wasn't wasted. We bonded. I know he's got sons from Cyprus.
He doesn't. care about your
Well,
son.
then maybe he doesn't deserve my money.
Exactly.
There you go.
And that's the thing. No, you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
He doesn't deserve your money.
Ah, see, that's why you don't give money to beggars. They don't deserve it.
I deserve it. I worked for this. I'm going to give it to you.
And on that note, I think we should call it a night, Mike. Get out of here, beggars. Yeah, thanks for listening. We're going to shoot off now. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we're having. Still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So we're going to make moves now. We'll be back next
Same time,
week.
same place next week.
Next week, yeah, at 9. So tune in. You can always feel free to leave us any kind of messages you want on our Facebook or Twitter page. Facebook is just look for Mike and Dee versus the World. D spelled D-double-E. Or hit us up on Twitter at Mike and Dee, just the letter D. Or email us if you want to email us, which is Mike and D, the letter D, 44 at yahoo.co.uk.
Yeah, any feedback is appreciated, positive or negative. But I'm only going to read the ones that are telling us how great we are.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, feedback, any suggestions, subject matters that you want to discuss would be very much appreciated.
All right, that's all cool. So also, if you want to catch up on the show, if you missed any of it, we'll be uploading it to YouTube, so give us a couple of days and get that sorted out. But again, just go to YouTube and type in Mike and Dee versus the World. You should get to see our logo. I mean, if you go on any of the Facebook pages, the Twitters, the email, whatever, or Facebook page and Twitter, you'll see links to the other pages, so you can, get around the sites.
Yeah,
and all
use
that
your common sense.
yes. We don't have to think for you all the time. But no, seriously, thanks for listening. But yeah, so we're gonna go. We'll catch you next week.
Yep. Take care. Good night.
Bye.